Hello, eRank. Oh, I still am not used to not having a video. Welcome to Thursday with me, Pam, and Starla's back.
I'm back. I'm not 100%, so I've got to toss most of the questions to Pam today if we end up having any. We've got more of a topic this week, so
Yeah, but hopefully we're here for your questions as well. So yeah, what we're going to do today, if you've been missing it, Etsy has been every week posting things you should be doing to get your shop ready for Christmas. I'll post that in the eRank group when it comes up. And one of the things they talked about was social media. And I thought, seeing as we have Starla back and she's good at social media, we could read through their advice there and see what we agree with or not agree with, or what advice we can give you. But if you jump in and give us hundreds of questions, then even better. If you have any Etsy or eRank related questions, or any questions about Starla being away, being a superstar, making herself sick, but being a superstar. Hopefully everyone caught her at Amplified. That was 2 weeks ago now.
yes, it doesn't feel like it. That trip, it was 3 days, but I only slept 10 hours over the course of those 3 days, and it was brutal. Just my own fault. Like there's no reason I shouldn't have been sleeping. I had the time to sleep. It's just the sleep didn't come.
Of course it's not. I mean, you're going to be excited as well. Just because we're grown-ups doesn't mean we can't be stupidly excited about things.
Are you better, Starla? Unfortunately, not 100%. I'm probably going to have to rely on Pam a lot this week. But hopefully it's almost towards the end. It's been 2 weeks. Like, this pneumonia for me personally has been worse than the 3 times that I had COVID, because COVID, it was like there were 2 days when I was really, really bad. Whereas with pneumonia, it has been 2 weeks of really, really bad.
Yeah.
It's just been too much bad.
I know it's almost like a sacrilege thing to say, but I didn't like COVID's not that bad compared to what's going about. Because I had something last year that wasn't, and it was 3 days non-stop coughing. Like, I didn't sleep for 3 days. Like, please just give me COVID. That's so much easier than you just feel lousy and sleep for a bit. But yeah, there's much worse. So yeah, everyone be gentle on Starla. Ask us some cool, easy questions so we don't have to think too much.
Well, we've got one. Selena, is there any videos on how to use Canva for making Instagram posts? Not on this channel, but I know I've got quite a few. If you just search Starla more Canva, there's a bunch that should pop right up in YouTube. And I mean, there's lots of other YouTubers who have covered them as well. If for any reason you don't, like my face, then there's lots of faces who cover Canva. Have you done any Canva
Yes,
design videos?
I should do more because I'm a Canvassador for this year, and I'm supposed to do one every month, but I forget. But yes, I've done, rather than full how to make Instagram posts, but how to do certain things like how to make a carousel, how to use some of the AI tools they've got there. So yeah, if you check on my page, if you search for hashtag Canvassador, you'll see my specific Canva ones. It's not sponsored as stuff. It just meant that I get some like sneak peeks at what's coming up new and stuff if I make videos.
You can also probably just search Pam Duthie Canva right in the main YouTube search bar. I'm sure that it'll pop right up.
I should have done SEO. I can't remember. But that's the problem. Is sometimes with we know our SEO stuff, but YouTube's got to the place now that search isn't quite as important as it used to be. So there's quite a lot of my videos that I don't know what's in the video anymore. I've got to be better with that.
It's all about thumbnails, baby.
Yeah. It's the clickbait.
Of course, unfortunately. We hate it, but it's how videos get views.
Yeah.
Fernanda had said, I have a question. I just implemented the bundle option, but need to edit some. Is it possible to do it? And do you know how, in case it's possible?
I think with the bundles, you're just going to have, I can't remember 100%, but I think most of the time we just have to delete it and start again. If it is possible, it'll be from your sales and marketing bit of your dashboard. You can click into whatever the bundle is the place where you would be deleting it anyway. Click into it, and if there's any editing options, it'll be there. But if I remember correctly, there's not much functionality. It's nicely simple. It's not a bad thing at all that it's simple, but you might not be able to edit it. Yes. Did you catch the bundle, Starla? I know. Was that when you?
Yeah, I was away. That's I did see basically everybody who's asked me about it. I've just linked them to the Q&A that you did with Bryan, and I've said I have not had time to look into this. Watch Pam and Bryan. They'll tell you what to do. So I've been putting it off. I was thinking about covering it for the Friday Bean, but I'm still feeling so cruddy that my brain isn't like receptive to learning right now. Things are just like bouncing off. So I figured I should wait until I'm better to try to learn something.
I know what you mean. It's definitely, for everyone who hasn't checked it out, it is really cool. This is a feature that came out, and probably if you've been around the past year, you'll know that quite a lot of us are a lot more salty than we used to be about Etsy things. So it's rare when they release something we're like, this is a really good thing.
Right.
It was nice to be able to be excited about something.
Let's see. Jen said that my good selling item is not showing up on the Etsy app, even when typing in the exact keywords. After scrolling through over 300 items, no luck. Yeah, items that have no relevance are showing. I would double check in the rank checker rather than trying to, because Etsy knows that, especially if it's, a personalized search result, Etsy knows that you're the person selling that item and you're not the person buying it. So you're not seeing an organic list of results. You're seeing a catered list that is designed specifically for you as a consumer by Etsy. So check the rank checker tool, because that's going to show you where those listings are ranking before that layer of personalization is applied.
Yeah. And also check what the keywords are. Just because what you've decided are your great keywords. Like, I could make a listing and decide wedding ring is the best keyword ever. I can search and search and search. My listings are never going to show up for wedding ring because it's far too competitive. You might see items that have no relevance to the keywords. Firstly, as Starla said, because of personalization, Etsy's looking at what else you've searched for before and said, oh, this might be similar. But also, Etsy has all the data that if a listing is selling really well, if customers love it, Etsy will test it with other things that it might not be quite so optimized for. So you'll see fantastic listings will rank well in lots of things, because that's what an algorithm's supposed to do. It's supposed to find the right listings for the customer, regardless of how amazing our SEO is. So yes,
right.
They must just be either good listings or Etsy's very personalized for you. Sorry if you're hearing squeaking at the side. I tried to settle the little monster.
What we want to see, Pam. It's
okay, well, I'll do you all a deal, right? If everybody's good here and asks nice questions, remind me like 5 minutes before the end, and I will free the monster. He just was not settling down. So,
Anna, puppy, please. Is everybody aware that Pam got a new puppy? Yeah, everybody's like, puppy. Yeah. So you hear that? If you're all good and behave and like this video and ask good questions so that Pam and I have stuff to talk about, then she will reveal the puppy at the end.
I will release the puppy. He's in his sleeping crate down at the side. It's funny, actually. Hopefully he didn't show up too much in the eRank video. He was very well behaved and I was able to make a video. But for my video, he was nuts. And I was like, oh, people are going to hate this. Because people have complained that, like, we've had cats in some eRank videos and stuff. There's been complaints. And I thought, oh, I'm going to get hell for this. All my comments are like, I had to watch it twice. Once for the puppy. Like, right, watch time things. Yay.
I was going to say, the people who don't want to see a puppy, they're not your target audience.
Pretty much.
We only want exactly.
Yes.
Let's see. I started a new business Instagram and have made a coming soon post, but I'm not sure if there are any good hashtags or something specific I should be putting for the description. So this is where Starla's area of expertise comes in, because I watch Instagram's updates like a hawk. Basically, their CEO, Adam Mosseri, if you follow him, which if you haven't, definitely follow him, because he will tell you anytime there's an update, what the best practices are and what you should be doing on Instagram to increase your visibility. He really caters his account for people like us who are trying to reach more people, not the casual user who's just taking pictures of their daily life. He's really focused on the businesses. He says that hashtags are not really important anymore. The algorithm doesn't look at them. They don't really link to feeds the way they used to, where you used to be able to click one and it would give you like everybody who's ever used that hashtag. Now they show you like 50 of the like most engaging posts for that hashtag, but for the most part, you're not really getting visibility with them. Don't worry about doing a bunch of hashtag research. Don't worry about trying to find some hashtag generator or some type of, eRank equivalent for good hashtags. They don't really matter anymore. Pick 5 to 7 hashtags. It could even be less. Sometimes I only do 2. Just, pick a couple that are relevant more to your target audience, less about what your item is. And then focus more on keyword optimizing the caption. So as much as you can say about that picture, if it's a product that you made, talk about what inspired you. Why did you make it? What were you doing when you made it? Like I was watching, reruns of Friends while I was making this product. You can definitely see the design inspiration by the colors that I've used. You can always tell a story about that item while simultaneously incorporating in some good keywords. Because what that algorithm is really looking for over on Instagram is who should see this post. And they're going to do that based on, not just keywords related to products, because accounts on Instagram aren't really, there's nobody on Instagram who is, I'm sure there are some, but most people on Instagram are looking for a lifestyle. They're not obsessed with mugs, for example. There's nobody on Instagram who's just like, I'm the mug lady. I collect mugs. All I care about are mugs. That's not really the majority. However, if you make mugs for puppy owners, for example, new puppy. I love puppies. New puppy owner, here. There's a lot of dog mom. There's a lot of different keywords that you can put organically into those captions that incorporate in keywords that will tie to a very specific type of person who might also be on Instagram. So that Instagram can say, Betty is selling puppy mugs. She's got lots of keywords about dog moms and new dog owners. We'll connect her with this person who posts a lot about their new puppy.
Linda's asking, what's the Instagram guy name again to follow?
Oh, Adam Mosseri. Here, I'll actually just get his account name because I've got it.
Cool. See, I don't even follow this, so I was keeping quiet. But my guess was going to be that hashtags aren't that important anymore, because what I just said about the Etsy algorithm is sort of the same for every algorithm. The days of massive keyword, hashtag, whatever stuffing are kind of over. Your SEO is there to help any of the algorithms just right at the start, but they're looking for an audience, and the most important thing is for the people that see your posts to like your posts, to enjoy watching them. So yeah, the more you'll have a core following, and if you post things that your core following like, then Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, everyone else, everywhere else will push your post out to more people, basically.
Exactly. And keep in mind that as a new account, it's really more about volume and establishing yourself rather than perfection. You don't need to do a bunch of keyword research, just post, just start posting. Reels are really what's going to get pushed out to an audience that doesn't already follow you. I like to think of it like this. Posts in the feed, which are like, pictures, those are catered to the people who already follow you. That's who's primarily going to be seeing those. Stories, which are the ones that are, up at the top, that play for about 15 seconds. Those are only going to exist on your profile for 24 hours. And those are really to give like quick sneak peeks. They don't need to be polished, edited. They can just be little glimpses of what you're doing. So for example, you know, for my Instagram that I use for coaching, I could sit here right now and take a picture of my screen and show like, you know, currently doing Q&A with Pam right now, to show this very in the moment fun thing that I'm doing. For you guys, maybe it's, you know, currently designing some new products. Like, what do you think? Because those are going to go away in 24 hours. So they don't need to be perfect. Reels, which are the videos that you post, those are the ones where you want to really focus on good keywords, engaging content, you know, make them interesting, add some fun music. If you've got a business account, your music choices are going to be limited, but you still have the option to add music. If you have a creator account or a personal account, you get more music options. In terms of a business or creator account, there isn't a lot of differences in between them. Honestly, I see a lot of businesses just use the creator account because you get more music. So if you feel like, you know, you want to go that route and have more music options, you could totally do that, I guess. But those reels are going to be shown to people who don't already follow you. They're going to be shown to your followers, but it's the only place on the internet where, or on social media, where you can take a piece of content that you've made and push it for free to an audience of people who don't follow you. If you want to do that on Facebook, you got to pay for ads. If you want to do that, you know, pretty much anywhere, you have to pay for ads. Other than, you know, Pinterest, you could probably, if you're really, really good at Pinterest marketing and you're good at their SEO strategy, which I am not, you could probably push out to that external audience. But in terms of like the big social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, that is the only type of content that you can push to people who don't follow you and get more followers. So the reels, I'm a big fan of posting reels as much as you possibly can. The most successful accounts that I see are those who try to post a reel every day. And that's a pain. It definitely takes a lot of time. But again, it's not about perfection. It could just be you holding a product and you taking your camera, and maybe you're standing outside in front of a pretty fall tree and you just kind of pan your camera around the product and bam, you've got a reel. So don't think too hard about it. Don't think about perfection. Focus on volume. Perfection comes with practice, which comes from volume.
Yeah, the only thing with which I totally agree with, volume, be specific to the audience you want to build. I've done it myself. We've all done it. You've got so many interests and everything. But if you're specific to the audience you want to build, then if the reel gets pushed out to more people and they come and follow you, then they'll be following you for the right reason. We don't want just followers. We want decent followers.
Right, exactly. And she had said, so it's a coming soon post for the business as a whole. So I could talk about why I'm starting the business and what the products will be. Absolutely. And keep in mind, a lot of people probably aren't going to see it. Your first post on Instagram is the post that nobody's going to see because not very many people are following you. You just got to do it to get it done. And it's great practice.
Yeah. So my first live on YouTube had 4 people watching and I was terrified. That was so many people. So yeah, don't expect much. Things build up over time.
Exactly. And it's good because, you know, if you know that you're going to bumble around and probably make mistakes because you're still learning, it's better to do that with a small audience than it is with a large audience who will see those bumbles, you know, and everybody kind of bumbles around at first, but I would rather have less eyes looking at me than more eyes while I'm learning.
Absolutely. Yeah, so many people don't post anything because they're worried about getting it perfect. Your mum's likely only going to be the only person that sees your first 4 or 5. She's going to like it anyway. So
Exactly.
yeah, just get stuff posted. We all learn as we go ahead. Hopefully myself and Starla aren't as good as we're going to be in a couple of years' time, and we're way better than we were 5 years ago.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And my Instagram for, you know, my actual coaching and stuff for Handmade Alphas, I've only been running that account for I think 2 years now because I split off from my personal account. And some of my very first posts, I scroll down and look at them and I'm just like, oh, ooh, oh, they're not good. So, you know, you'll learn as you go. And nobody in those posts that aren't great, nobody will say anything about it because, you know, you're new, you're learning.
Exactly.
Jennifer, we kind of answered that already, the business account versus creator account. So I assume you probably asked that. You probably asked that before I had already answered it. Let's see. Jessica had said, I also find that using certain hashtags gets me more spam messages. Exactly, because those bots, they seek out content that utilizes specific hashtags, which then results in bots that message you because they are programmed to message everybody who uses those hashtags.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
It just goes to show, doesn't it, that who's using the hashtags? The bots. Wonderful.
Exactly. Lisa asked, let's see, what is it with gift box listings and keyword stuffing? I know keyword stuffing isn't a good idea, yet these sellers are selling like crazy according to eRank. I don't get it.
That could be a variety of things, but the most important thing is if someone's selling like crazy, it doesn't matter how terrible their SEO is because they're selling like crazy. I know this sounds backwards, but if you're selling like crazy, Etsy knows this is a good listing and already knows the kind of people that are going to like it because it's shown it to some people and they've bought it. Keyword stuffing isn't penalized on Etsy as such, and it depends what you mean by keyword stuffing. Everyone has a different definition. Putting lots of keywords in your titles and tags is not penalized on Etsy. It could be disliked, like if you were selling a wedding dress or something and you absolutely keyword stuffed your title, that might put people off. It sounds like your items from Shein or something. Exactly. But if you keyword stuff, you probably have to keyword stuff a gift box to an extent because there's lots of things in it. I just made, just before bundles came out, I made a bundle myself that has a magnet, a keychain, and a bookmark in it. And I'm sitting there going, that is really difficult to SEO now because I've landed in several different groups. It's related to dogs, but I'm struggling. So I'm struggling not to keyword stuff, but it's not a bad thing to have lots if it's relevant and it doesn't put customers off. So if they're selling like crazy, I think gift boxes is going to be the type of market that people expect a title to have a lot of details in it because it's got a lot of stuff in it.
Yeah. The algorithm doesn't really care either way. The algorithm isn't like, oh, this is a pretty sentence. Like the algorithm is looking at words and saying, okay, these are words. These words connect with this type of shopper. We'll make sure that this item gets shown to the shopper. It's don't worry so much about what the algorithm is thinking about it, because the algorithm is just seeing words, whether those words are in a pretty sentence or they're in a big long string. Think more about how customers are perceiving it. And if you feel like, maybe the keyword stuffing is the best route for you, then test it, because, your target audience might be very different from the target audience of those other gift box sellers. So any time people ask me like, which is better, there's no real answer for that. I have listings in my shop that I use, both strategies because I see results from both. It really just depends on what the expectations of those customers are.
I think that's what we should all be moving to more. I think Josh Silverman, the CEO of Etsy, I think he was trying to say that, but didn't word it well in his last few things. But basically, the most important thing is you make stuff that customers like. The algorithm's there to help us, but we shouldn't be worrying about it too much. So there's really no right and wrong if it's working. So yeah, if you're seeing something that's selling like crazy, it's great. I think, yeah, Lisa says later, it feels like it's icky. That's the thing. If you do absolutely keyword stuff your titles, many customers might feel that's icky. Others might not care and some might love it. People are weird, basically.
Let's see. Jen said, I set up my bundle listings, but when I click on the listing that has a bundle attached to it, I don't see anything. Is it fully rolled out or am I missing something?
Are you using your phone app? It's only working on browser on desktop just now. I don't know if it's fully rolled out, but if you were able to set it up, it's rolled out to you. And I believe it's available for everyone to see if you're on your PC. If you're not seeing it on the desktop, then that could be a glitch, and I would ask Etsy about that. You should be able to see it.
Let's see.
Oh, going to pull up the Geek Authority.
Yes.
Compliment eRank customer support. Yay. 2 issues that came up that were pushed to tech support. They couldn't figure it out either. But yes, if you haven't spoke to our girls at customer support, if you have any problem suggestions, ideas, don't forget that little button down at the bottom right hand corner. You can speak to our customer support team, and they are wonderful.
They're still going for what, 24 hours now? Do we have 24 hours covered?
I think we're 24 hours, but not the weekends.
Got it.
There will be somebody there, but it's not 24 hours on the weekend, I believe.
Got it. I mean, really, that's still good. There are plenty of businesses and integrations and things that I work with that offer no weekend support. So the fact that we have any on the weekends is great. And I mean, it's not a huge team of customer support gals, so they kick butt.
Yeah, so that bear in mind when you're messaging us and stuff. We are, although growing, we are a small team. So customer support, it's likely at any given time there'll be one person on. So it's I was gonna say don't expect Etsy levels of support. No, expect way better than Etsy levels of support, but don't cut the girls a break if they take a wee minute. They might be talking to someone else.
Yes, be nice to them. They work very, very hard. Let's see. Amanda said, any ideas for reels and video content for POD business? I'm a POD business. So, my biggest piece of advice, you can obviously take your POD products, and this isn't one of my POD products, this is somebody else's, but you can take your POD products and subtract the backgrounds and, use your sample photos, or not your sample photos, your mock-ups that you get from your print provider. And you can go into Canva and add little animations and make them move all around and add text on the screen and all that. That's all good and well. Those will work, but they will not perform well. Nothing is going to perform better than a video that you shoot on your own of your item, because it comes off as more organic, more relatable, more in the moment. People can tell that if you've just got a mock-up background and a product, floating around the screen, they know that that's a mock-up. They can tell. What I do and what I recommend sellers work up to, obviously this is hard to do starting out especially if you're not making a lot of sales, order samples when possible. You can't always order samples for every product. You might have to get by with using Canva and animating some of your images and things like that for a while. But when possible, order samples and create as much content with those samples as you possibly can. It's a tax write-off. You can write off those samples that you buy because you're using them for business, you're using them for social media marketing. You can, if you don't want to keep those samples, you could offer them as giveaways to help grow your social media audience, where you could say, follow me to be entered in this giveaway, follow me and then comment your favorite, I don't know, Christmas movie. And you can, use those items to further promote your business. You just have to obviously ship out that sample afterwards, or you can keep them, or you can give them away as Christmas gifts to your own family, whatever you want to do. But it really does result in better quality video content that people are more willing to watch, engage with, share, and explore what you have to offer. I have tested both ways, animating, cool little videos and things using my mock-ups, and shooting them by myself with these just low quality videos where I'm just holding something, spinning it around in my hand. The crappy videos that I record with my phone, they work out better every single time. So yeah, it gets expensive, but it's well worth it.
Yeah, totally. It was actually my word of the year this year when I was doing my own trends thing was authenticity.
Mhm.
And it has come true, absolutely. I follow some great product photographers and product video people, and they've been saying they're seeing more and more their beautiful, highly stylized, really clever videos are not doing as well as a fairly janky video because people are fed up of the perfection. If they see you've taken the video in your hand, it's like, right, Starla has that item. That's the quality of what that looks like. That's what it exactly is. And if you have the items in your hand, you can style them in so many different ways. Like Starla's been bookish type stuff. She could be sitting in her cozy little book corner, wrapped up in her blanket, reading a book, and Mark can come sneaking in and taking a film of her or something. So many things you can do like that. There's also, this is for everybody, but what are the trending things that people are watching on Instagram? What are the funny little, the jump cuts of you changing your clothes or something, all those silly daft things, dances or whatever else that happens to be wearing your stuff, showcasing your stuff. If you do personalized stuff, I've watched some beautiful work. I can't remember the name of the guy now, but he does like custom work of people's pets. So he'll have a couple that he did of his own dogs. So he'll be showing his dog the t-shirt with his dog's face on it. Great video. Other thing, print on demand. Show us you designing it. Show us you being it. How are you inspired? Did you go out and walk and see beautiful autumn leaves? Take us out for the walk. Show us the leaves. Show us what you made from it.
Yeah.
There's millions of things. Just have fun.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, they want to look like a professional business. They want to look like a big corporate business. And that's not really what does well. People want to buy from people. And in order to be a person, you have to show that you're a person. And the best way to show that you're a person is to not use too much dramatized digital content that you've created with things like Canva. Unless you can incorporate a little bit of that human element in alongside it. Because what people really want is, especially shoppers on Etsy, and hopefully your ideal target customers, is to connect with people who are expressing a skill or creating art or making a craft or designing something. Even if your designs are digital, you're still designing them and you're representing yourself as a company. That's what people want to connect with when they shop on Etsy. Otherwise, they'd go to Walmart, they'd shop on Amazon, they'd go to a strip mall and buy a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I think that's very much sort of our advice for here is don't worry about being a bit janky. Be a bit janky. Just show you. I think even going back to what was it, the Etsy Up thing or something, when they were showcasing people in their beautiful studios and stuff. Nah, show us where you work, how you work. Show us that you are surrounded in mess because most of us crafters are.
Exactly. It's more relatable.
Mm-hmm.
That's it for the questions. I think that this might be a good point for us to break off into the article if you would like. I'm going to go ahead and post the link in the chat so you guys can follow along.
Yeah, if you have more questions, guys, hit us with them. But this is just an article that Etsy has done: how to build your following, how to keep your social media momentum going.
Zip Amanda's content or her comment down.
Oh, sorry. What?
I said take Amanda's comment.
Got it. Yep.
Cool.
Yes, thank you. I can't see that screen when I'm on this screen. I need more screens. I just have like multiple windows on top of each other, so I can't see what I'm doing here. So, first tip from Etsy: spread the word on and offline. Customers can't follow you on social media unless they know where to look. Yeah, we did mention that it is really difficult to get started. It's as hard. Like on Etsy, we've been talking in the Facebook group so much. People are saying, "Oh, I've had my shop for 2 weeks and I've not made loads of sales." It takes a while to build your shop. It also takes a while to build your social media. But be sure to connect your accounts to your shop so visitors can easily click through to your content. So yeah, I think that's good advice from Etsy, to bear in mind that you can, in your Etsy shop, you can link to your socials. So if people really like your stuff, they could go along to your social. So good start. Yeah. Oh, and yeah, business cards, thank you notes. You are allowed to put business cards in your packaging that direct people to follow your social media and all sorts of things. That's completely allowable on Etsy.
Yeah, and turn it into something fun. Incentivize it. You know, maybe add something that says, you know, love your item. Tag us on Instagram with a picture, because for one, that's free advertising for you, because they're generating that content. That's user generated content. It's content that your, you know, audience is creating for you. You can share it, so that's suddenly content that you now have for your social media accounts. You've gained a follower, hopefully, if they've taken that time to go in, and then they're forever seeing everything that you post on social. You're capturing them in a net, so that when you make more posts about new products, they're seeing those posts. And all you've asked is for them to, you know, to post a picture. So you're
Yeah.
almost forever capturing someone.
That's the hugest thing. My biggest day I ever had on Etsy, and I've had several days back in the past when Etsy used to actually, when Etsy shared you on the front page or in a mail out, everybody got your thing. I've had Etsy share me in the past, and you get a lot of sales when that happens. But my biggest ever day, and it was in a February, was when someone had bought something for a friend of theirs, and their friend happened to have a big following on social media. And even better for me, her friend's big following on social media was for her dog, and I'd made her a dog sculpture. So when she posted, my shop blew up. So I did great from social media, but it wasn't something I did. So yes, your customers can really help your social media. Save on Etsy fees when you drive your sales to your shop. So yeah, don't forget the share and save program. Guys, this is something Etsy rolled out a little while ago, but they take 4% off the order, you know, off your Etsy bill. You save money on your fees if you use the share and save link.
Yeah.
And I don't see any downside to it at all. It's a shorter link, it looks better, and it costs you less money. So
Yeah. And don't listen to these weird Etsy gurus who say, like, oh, don't share your Etsy link on social media. It'll kill your conversion rates. Your conversion rates don't, if it was that easy to kill a shop by driving traffic to it, Etsy wouldn't be incentivizing sharing your shop. You're giving Etsy free publicity. Etsy is going to reward that behavior, not penalize it.
absolutely, that's such an annoying myth that's been going around forever. If it was that easy, if it was that easy to kill momentum for a shop, you would just have to go and follow all your competitors' social media, and you could kill their shops.
Yeah, you
Well,
could just send
follow,
everybody. Yeah, you
yeah,
send everybody to go click their link and then click off of it, and that would tank their shop. If it's that easy, Etsy's not going to let you game their system.
yep. And as Starla said, you know, Etsy's telling us to do this. Etsy's incentivizing us to do this because they want new customers. If you bring in your following to your Etsy shop, there's a chance they'll make an Etsy account and buy off other people. So Etsy wants these people. It's not going to penalize you.
This one irks me. Etsy should do a little bit more. They should do a little bit more research into the latest updates.
Yep, I was. I was seeing this one coming and thought, oh, Starla's going to love this. Yeah, we have to remember the advice Etsy gives us. They're just people as well. They're not
Exactly.
Instagram experts or whatever. There's certain tags and things don't hurt you, and thinking of some kind of SEO doesn't hurt you. But yeah, I wouldn't put a whole heading on hashtags.
5 minutes
Really.
max. 5 minutes max to think of those hashtags. If you're spending more than 5 minutes on it, you're spending way too long.
Exactly. Connect through comments. The purpose of social media is to be social. Yeah, a great way to do that is through comments. Yes, I completely agree with that. It's difficult when you're trying to do all the social media. A lot of us will use some kind of tools to just push multiple posts to multiple platforms and just not bother about it. If you're really wanting to grow on a social media platform, you can't do it to all, like, use the tool, drive it to everywhere, but say, I want to grow on Instagram just now. So you're going to have to spend time on Instagram, responding to people, talking to them, making followers, and also researching yourself. And by researching, I mean spending time on Instagram and enjoying it, seeing what it's all about. How does it work? What kind of things do I see that I enjoy? It's much easier to build on a platform that you love. That's like, I've done really well on Pinterest over the years just by accident, but I'll never do great on it because I don't understand Pinterest. I don't get it. I've tried. So.
It's not just you, Pam. I've been trying to figure it out for years. I mean, I know the obvious. It's like there's all the obvious, but I can't figure out what the actual strategy there is. Similar to how TikTok, you can make a lot of great content, but a lot of the times TikTok just does not perform the way that you think it's going to.
Oh, TikTok's magical, mystical. I was posting one a day for ages and it was building up. I was getting about 1,000 views on a video, which isn't bad because I'd done no work really. And then it crashed down to like 5. So I'm like, is this some kind of shadow ban? And it just did this for like 3 months. I'd already scheduled all the posts. I wasn't caring. It did this for 3 months and then suddenly just went back up again. Like, okay, I don't understand. So I post on TikTok. I don't care about TikTok. I'm sorry. If I don't understand it, I don't care about it. Establish a posting schedule. Oh, Instagram recommends posting 1 to 3 times a day. Don't do anything that's needing 3 times a day.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that you're just going to burn out. Pick a schedule that works for you, that you can stick to in the long term, because any of these platforms is going to take time to build up. A good thing to do, maybe even say, right, I'm going to do 3 times a week, even if you think you could do 5 times a week, because what you can do is build up a little bit of a backlog, get stuff scheduled out in advance, so then you can take a break. It's really hard to do stuff, to do like a post every single day for months and months and months. So
oh yeah, and I didn't start like that. I schedule out content 2 months ahead, so my accounts kind of go on autopilot. But it didn't start like that. It started with, like Pam said, 3 posts a week, and I used the Meta Business Suite to schedule out those posts. And then I thought, oh, I'll add in another one after I got comfortable with doing that. And then it was 4 posts a week, and then it was posts just on the weekdays, and then I threw in Saturday, and then finally I worked in Sunday, and now I'm posting every single day. But I'm not sitting in the moment thinking, did I post today? No, I built a schedule for myself, and I started with the Meta Business Suite. I now use Metricool just because they connect to more platforms and I really like their analytics. But you can do this for free using the Meta Business Suite, or if you already pay for Canva Pro, they've got their own little scheduler where you can schedule right to Canva from Canva. I've never used it, but I know a lot of people do.
True. Yeah, I keep forgetting to do that because if the Meta Business Suite for me just seems really clunky. It takes so long. The other thing you can do with these as well, people have done it for years, is a fun thing just to keep you motivated. Say, on certain days, I'm going to post this kind of thing. So motivational Mondays, if it's relevant, something tacos on Thursday or something, whatever, but just pick a thing just because it helps you to be inspired by, okay, I've got to make 20 motivational things and I can drop them in every Monday. I've got to make so many of this. Just anything to make things easier for you. Exactly. Again, I would be looking at doing photo shoots of a lot of things that can be used in different ways as well. So you can save your time, but make good content.
Exactly.
Oh, here's another one I dislike. Follow other relevant accounts. I used to use this as a strategy a decade ago. Yeah, no, don't do follows and likes and comments as a way to grow.
I will go through, because I want to help train the algorithm to show me more things that might inspire me. But what I will do is I won't search for similar accounts to what I'm selling. I'll search for people who buy book merch, because I make bookish merch. I search for the people who are buying that stuff, like the book influencers. And then when they're posting their reels and stuff, I'm looking at what's in the background. I'm looking at what color shirts they're wearing. I'm looking at what type of books they're reading so that I can seek licensing deals with those authors. So I like the idea of finding other accounts of your target audience, but it's pointless to go follow a bunch of accounts from businesses that are, I mean, unless you're learning from them, but don't make a majority of your feed competitors. That's plus when they see you following them, they're probably like, what is she doing? Why is she following me?
Exactly. Yes, it's good to use the site to go engage with people because you're interested with them, but people can very soon see when you've followed them in the hopes of them following you back. That's that's not a good thing.
Use it to explore the lives and homes and things of your target audience. And if someone has a cute dog or something, and you feel like if it wasn't even in a business sense, if you feel like you would compliment them on their cute dog, then compliment their cute dog. Be organic, be natural.
Exactly. Collaborate with other sellers.
I like this.
Yeah. It can be, I'll say with any of these kind of collaborations, don't expect to go to the top person in your niche and ask them to do something for you, but people on a similar level. And if you're reaching out to anybody, a really important thing to do is to make sure that you make it easy for them. You have the proposal for them. I've actually only worked with 2 YouTubers, and one of them was Starla. Well, I haven't worked with the other one, in fact, but I remember back in the day before I even knew Starla, Starla came to me and invited me on the Bean one time, but she's like, we're going to talk about this. This is what we're doing. She made it easy. I just had to turn up. The other person contacted me, was a significantly smaller channel than me, and was basically like, yeah, we should do something. I was like, okay, what do you want to do? No, whatever you want, whatever. It's like, no, you make it easy for me because you contacted me.
Right.
I'm not going to do all the work for you as well. So if you're contacting someone, it's like, have a business plan, have a plan in place saying, here's what we're going to do. Here's how it's going to benefit you, basically.
Right. And congruency, we talk about Amber Marie a lot. She makes, she draws hand-drawn pet portraits and cards and things for very specific dog breeds. Her and Pam for example, maybe she sends Pam a gift, a portrait, a hand-drawn portrait of a dog or her new puppy. And Pam sends Amber a cute little needle-felted dog from her business. And then maybe Amber posts a picture of her little gift, and Pam posts a picture of the gift that she got from Amber, because both of their brands are about dogs, but they're not competitors, because Amber sells portraits, Pam sells needle-felted dogs. Those are totally different products, but the target audience is the same. So all of Pam's followers will see this cool thing that Amber made. All of Amber's followers will see this cool thing that Pam made, and they might both benefit, but they've also, done so organically. They've given each other a gift, and they've formed a relationship. So make sure that when you're working with them, that you're picking things that matter.
This is what goes into this is my business card, as it will, and that's Amber's dog with one of my bookmarks.
And that allowed you to do, other collaborations. Now you've got that picture for marketing, you've got it for, printables, inserts, and it allows for, favors. I'm big on business favors. Everybody that I work with, they're like, how much do you want to, me to pay you? How much do you want? What do you want to do financially? And I'm just like, no, let's do favors. Let's see how we can help each other. I try to keep money out of it. I want to work with people because I scratch your back, you scratch mine. money doesn't even need to be part of it. You know, sometimes it is, but most of the time people will help you if they think that, you know, you'll help them in return.
Absolutely. Yeah. Building relationships, isn't it? Run a paid campaign. I am going to gloss over that because it's really, really difficult to run Facebook, Instagram, whatever ads unless you know what you're doing. That's a huge money pit. It's so difficult.
The reels will work so much better, and push those reels out to Facebook as well. And I mean, that's free. It's free. Start with that. Don't jump straight into paid advertising. Cause I tell you what, I know a lot about social media, and I was trying to do paid ads for my book, and I went above and beyond. I scaled all the aspect ratios for all different ad formats. I had them going out for stories. I had them going out to, you know, portrait size formats, just all these different types of ads with different, I mean, I worked so hard on this campaign, and I got no traffic from it. And I know that it's because I was misunderstanding something, because what I created was good, but I followed all these tutorials, but it feels like you have to take like a whole course to even understand it.
Yeah. And it's a lot of money.
It is. It's very expensive.
Yeah. And so finally, they gave us the things to avoid. Buying followers. I completely agree. No sites is that allowable, and it doesn't work either, but it probably breaks the terms of engagement for most sites as well.
Yeah.
Same, buying engagement and following and unfollowing. Yeah, I see that very similar as just following, but people will follow to their limit in the hope that people will follow them back and then unfollow. So
shady.
Yes.
So we had one more question, and then let's see. Any idea where you can find the bundles once created? I've looked for them, but I cannot find any of them.
I will see if I can find it just now.
All right, everybody. While she's looking for that, you know, we were promised a puppy. So I think that everybody who wants to see a puppy should post a dog emoji in the chat. That's what I think, to show Pam that we want a puppy.
Right. I think it's in marketing. We'll find out. Sales and discounts. Yeah, here it is. Mix and match. Yeah. So this is your bundle. It's going to be called Mix and Match. And if you click on details, yeah, you don't have any ability to edit it. I didn't think you did. You can just end it and make a new offer. But that's where your bundles are. So marketing, sales, and what did I just call this? Sales and discounts. And if you haven't set it up yet, here's where you can set them up. But I won't show that because we covered that with Bryan.
And you'll have to go watch that video.
Exactly.
That's how YouTube works. That's how we get more exposure for our content here.
Exactly. We've got to remember and be YouTubers, like getting people to comment with lots of dogs. I'm just going to sit and watch like dogs scroll past. This is cool.
That's how it felt at Amplified. I had somebody pull me aside. They were like, "What is up with all the wolf emojis?" So I'm like, "Oh, yeah." I'm like, those are mine. Those are, yeah, they do that." And they're like, it's great. The engagement's great, but there's so many. And I'm like, yeah, they do that.
It's so cool. Absolutely. Like we were, all the eRank team were sitting talking, and we're like, look at all the Starla's getting, and it's so cool. It was so nice to be getting.
I saw the screenshot in the in our Slack channel of Bryan was just like, he was trying to play a drinking game with the.
Yes, I'm not sure if the people that said they were playing the drinking game were. Their text did get more interesting as the night went on, so they might have been.
Well, I tell you what, it was quite an experience for me because we didn't start until 7 p.m. over there, and it was 1 a.m. when Amplified ended. And then we immediately went to an after party, which was until 4:30 a.m. And then I immediately had to go to the airport. So I didn't sleep that day at all.
I can imagine. Right. Do you think we've got enough for a puppy?
I think we've got enough for a puppy.
To sleep, but let's waken up the puppy.
No more questions, only puppy.
Yeah. He is just waking up. So yeah, if this goes mental, I do apologize.
It's like show me the money, but it's show me the puppy.
Show me the puppy.
Show me the puppy. I love how Pam's voice immediately changes to puppy mom voice. Now, what kind of puppy is? Oh,
he's aboard. Oh, he's crying.
Oh, he's like, why'd you wake me up?
Speak to your fans. Oh, there we go. This is Brewer. Table Slippy. Right.
Aww.
He's a border collie and he is 9 weeks old today. Oh.
Aww.
Hey.
He's perfect for you because for those who don't, who don't have Pam on their actual personal Facebook, Pam is outside all the time. Pam is always out walking, adventuring, hiking, checking things out. Every time I see a post from Pam, she's out and about. And
yes.
And you've been puppyless for, has it been a year?
Yeah, it's just been a year. Yes.
So definitely was time for Pam to have a new friend. Oh.
Yes, he can't come walking yet. We've been carrying him everywhere, but
is he? Are you going to do? I know that border collies, they are very. They need a lot of stimulation and agility, and they're very intelligent. Do you plan to do anything fun with him?
We'll see. Before the virus, I was an agility instructor, but I don't have my land anymore, so we'll see. Definitely like anyone who's had a border collie before, you guys were cheating. Like this thing's come fully trained. I go sit, and he goes, right, I'm sitting. Who taught you that? It like my other dogs, you actually had to train them. Him, you just vaguely ask, and he does it. Apart from not biting. If anyone's got any advice on the not biting everything, that would be great.
Well, that's at this age, that's how they explore their world. I mean, little human babies are the same way. That's why they stick everything in their mouths. It's their one area that they have that, they have a lot of feelings. So teeth are how they express themselves.
Yeah.
Just as painful.
It's very painful. I'm covered in tiny wee fang marks.
He's a little vampire.
Yes, he is indeed.
Well, guys, thanks so much for hanging out. See, this was the reward for hanging out with Pam and I for an hour. You got to be the ones to see the puppy.
That's it. We'll have to think of something for the end of every video now. I can't buy a puppy every week. It's really not possible.
Well, I could go get my puppy, but I think
you absolutely should. Yes.
Let me see if I can get my little. We'll just do.
Brewer, who's that? Look.
We'll do
make international friends. Who's that, Brewer?
Puppy Thursdays. What do you guys think? Should that be the new eRank Puppy Thursdays?
Yeah, yours is much better behaved than mine.
Yeah, mine is more like a large cat. Really, yeah. She's very calm, very chill. You know what? This is how we should end every stream.
I think so. Yes.
This will get us lots of views. I think that if we were to monetize this, make some T-shirts with the dogs on them, I think that we could make a lot of money, Pam. I think that there's big opportunities here.
Looks like they're looking at each other.
Amy just
anyone wants to sign up for our Only Pups site?
Our Only Pups.
Yeah.
Free feet pics.
Yeah. They smell like Cheetos, guys.
They do smell like Cheetos. Yeah. Did you guys know that dog feet smell like Cheetos? Well, yep. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out. We appreciate you. I think that on this note, we're probably good to go, but definitely tune in next week. And I'm sure unless I get deathly sick, again, which knock on wood, I should be here. But yeah, guys, thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys.